How much do you blindly trust tech? I hope that today's clip is going to just be a warning to people who, as we're going forward, we rely more and more on AI, we rely more and more on machine learning algorithms, and a lot of the human element is taken out of the things that we would have usually taken for granted every day, that people do it. Now machines are doing it, and we trust them. So I'd just like to say up front, I consider myself a native English speaker. I'm from Australia. My first language is English. My mother tongue is English. And even though I speak other languages, I make my living speaking in English and other languages. I'm a keynote speaker, I'm a trainer, I'm a facilitator, and I do simultaneous interpreting from other languages into English and English into other languages. And so I consider myself a good English speaker, albeit Australian English. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because there's a whole new wave of technologies coming across that are infiltrating schools and HR departments. So the crazy thing is, even as a native English speaker, I failed a speaking test in English that is normally taken by non-English speakers to either get jobs or get into schools or university. This is insane. Companies are developing these cool tools, and usually they're developed by monoglots, people who don't speak any more than one language, or many of these people don't really have in-depth knowledge of language and linguistics and nuances, and they just think it's really cool that you can put something into an algorithm and they'll try and capitalize on that algorithm. And so they make their tools and they try and flog them off to HR departments and to schools. And these places are using them to filter out potential applicants to jobs, to university spots, to school spots. And it's really sad because some people who might be really good are missing out. So I failed one of these exams. And so I'm going to try it again with you so you could see exactly how I took the exam, exactly what I say, and we can see just how good or bad these kinds of exams can be. So I don't know what the results are going to be this time around. We're going to go through this together. So SpeechASpeaking test, unbiased, comprehensive, engaging, instant AI, spoken English assessment. Okay, so you can see here, and these are like avatars. It's a bit creepy. You see just a still image like this, it kind of looks human, but as they start speaking, they look less human. And you can see the scores here on pronunciation, fluency, vocabulary, and grammar. And then here, they say realistic avatar. I don't think it's that realistic. And then for test takers, free instant assessment of your spoken English abilities. Great. Take a test for free, or take a free test from our test bank. Complete the test in as little as 10 minutes. Get a free detailed report of your spoken English proficiency, including pronunciation, fluency, vocabulary, and grammar. Now, let me just say, if you're an HR department or you are a CEO of a company that's looking at hiring people, you'd see something like this and you'd think, great. And you would probably just trust the technology. Celebrate your score over LinkedIn and other social media. So again, they're kind of implementing this gamification too of your scores, like those crappy programs like Duolingo. And then for schools and corporations, now this is where it gets scary. Eliminate human bias and operational costs in conducting spoken English assessments. So as soon as people see this, they think, great, I don't have to do this anymore, and they hand it off to this. Little do they know, though, that the technology is flawed. Well, in my opinion, it's flawed because I understand language. I understand how people use language. I understand how in workplaces, when you have people who are not native English speakers, it's not about precise grammar. It's not about getting things exactly correct as a native English speaker would have said it. It's about communication and getting your message across and getting things done. People might be really smart and have a super skill set, but just because they're not ringing all of those bells on these machine learning AI driven exams, they could be missing out on some great opportunities, and the company could be missing out on real talent just because of these. So they might think that it's not a big thing, but honestly, this could have a profound impact on people's businesses. So coming back here, let's take the test. So the first thing that comes up is this list of different domains of language, I guess. Now, for me, language is language, but okay, well, I'm going to be doing business, so I want to take a business test. So let's begin. I've got my headphones on here now.
Hi there. Welcome to the SpeechASpeaking test.
This is not normal
English. This test will provide you an accurate assessment of your speaking abilities, including pronunciation accuracy, vocabulary strength, grammar level, and speaking fluency.
Nice eyebrow raise.
To start.
Okay, I just comment that his English is not natural sounding. It sounds like a robot, but okay, I guess it's as good as you're going to get with these speech synthesizers. So let's begin. I already feel a little eerie with this kind of avatar. They say it's normal. I would say that it actually was very abnormal, and even the prosody of his language just didn't feel natural.
First things first. Let's check your microphone. Press the start recording button below and say hello. How are you?
Say hello. How are you? Notice the prosody is there. Well, first of all, as a native English speaker, I have never, ever said hello. How are you? I'll say hi. How are you? Hi. I don't think, when would I use the word hello? Like hello is just something that native speakers very rarely use. Maybe in the UK. Hello. Yeah, but like hello. How are you? And he was not natural. So this guy's going to be judging my English. Okay, let's try. Hello, how are you? So he's thinking, hello.
Wonderful. I can hear you. I am fine, thank you. Let's begin the test now. In this test, I will ask you 3 different questions. You will have 1 minute to answer each question. For best results, please speak for the full minute. Also, please take this test in a quiet, noise-free environment. Good luck. You may now press Start Test to begin the test.
Is it just me, or does this guy sound super unnatural? Like he looks like it. He looks like some weird uncle that's come to the Christmas party. Yeah, it just doesn't sound normal. Okay, so let's take the test.
Great. Let's get started.
Great.
My first question is, what are some of the qualities necessary to be a great business leader?
Okay, what are some of the qualities necessary to be a great business leader?
Prepare your answer.
30 seconds to prepare my answer.
You may want to use a pen and paper to write down your thoughts. After 30 seconds, I will start recording your answer. Your preparation time starts now.
Okay, so I have preparation time. As a Dale Carnegie trainer and facilitator, we often have people do presentations like this. So I'm going to present something that maybe I would present as a sample presentation in a Dale Carnegie course. So let's exit preparation and start.
Preparation time is over. You may now speak your answer for 1 minute once the recording timer is started below.
What makes a good business leader? The important thing about being a business leader, it's easy enough to go through your schooling and get an MBA and know how to use all of these technical tools and know how to do all of these hard skills that you may learn in university. But one of the most important things as a leader is actually being able to work with people. And in fact, if you can work with people and you know what they're going to be doing, what's going to be driving them, and what's going to be able to motivate them to achieve your goals, I think that those would actually probably trump what your technical skills can do in the business. Now, of course, you're going to have to know how to run the business, and you're going to have to know how to do financials and read a P&L sheet and things like these, but you can actually hire things to do that, or people to do that. The most important thing is for you to be able to understand people, manage them, and get them to follow you and respect you.
Great. Please give me a minute to process your response.
Okay, look at him. He's sitting there thinking and processing. I feel like I'm being judged, seeing his face just looking at me like this. Okay, all right, so he's still processing. I'd love to know what the algorithm is doing in the back end there, what it's analyzing, how it's breaking it down.
All right, I have successfully saved your answer.
Okay, that's good.
Let's move on to the next question now. My second question is, would you rather work for a small business or a large international company? Why? Take 30 seconds to prepare your answer. Your preparation time starts now.
So here, would you rather work for a small business or an international or a large international company, and why? What would I say to that? Okay, I think I've got something I can say to that. Let's go.
Your prep time is up. Speak your answer for a minute once the recording timer starts.
Would I rather work for a small business or a large international company, and why? Now, when thinking about what size of business you're going to be working for, I think size is just one part of the decision. You could work for a huge company, international company, could be a crap company. Or you could work for a very small company, but it could be dynamic, and it could have something that really offers the market. I think at the end of the day, it's actually what you achieve in what you're doing. And so you'd need to see what that actual business is. You'd need to see, I guess, what the overall package is, because nobody works for free. But you want to be able to do a job that you feel like you're contributing. You feel like at the end of the day, you feel good, and you're getting compensated for what you've done, and you feel that it's fair. So for me, it doesn't matter whether it's a large company or a small company. It's what that is and what they're compensating me to do, and how much is the compensation.
Great. Please give me a minute to process your response.
So look at that. I'd love to know what that algorithm's doing.
All right, I have successfully saved your answer. My third and final question is, in your opinion, how can a small business grow into a big business? Take 30 seconds to prepare your answer. Your prep time starts now.
Okay, so how can a small business grow into a big business? I guess I can wing this. Let's try it.
Preparation time is over. Please speak your answer once the recording timer starts.
How can a small business grow into a big business? Well, every big business that's out there, I guess, has started off as a small business. And I'm sure that every big business that you see probably didn't start with the product or the type of business model that it is now that you're seeing. I guess things like Twitter, that actually started up as some other kind of service, and they needed to pivot, they needed to change their business. If you have a look at other companies, the final product that they have out there is quite different. I think what probably the most important thing is, if you're going to be shifting your business and growing it into a large business, is making sure that you have the right fit to the market, and you're able to pivot, you're able to change your business, your product, and motivate your people to embrace it as well. Because you don't want to change and then have people jump ship on you as well. So you need to be sensitive to the market, shift with the market, and give the market something that it wants. And if you do that, it'll grow accordingly.
Great. Please give me a minute to process your response.
I think what it's doing is probably doing a speech to text first. And then from that, it's probably comparing that against the database of language. I'm not sure what it's doing phonologically. And it looks like this guy's American, so they're probably using American English as a base, I imagine. And one thing I do understand about APIs like this, they need to actually know what your level or what your base language is to compare the phonemes. And so I'm thinking if I'm being compared against American phonology. Okay,
all right.
Here we go.
I have successfully saved your answer. Nice work.
He even took a
You
gulp.
have gone through all three questions. Let me take a minute to prepare your test results.
So here are the results. Have a look at this. So pronunciation, I got a C2. I only got a B2 in fluency. Come on. Vocabulary, A2. What the? And grammar, B2. Like, seriously? If I am a native speaker, accordingly, I guess a B2 would get you into a position that you need. But have a look at this. As a native speaker, I got red. A2 plus for vocabulary. But the reality is, if I'm in a workplace and I'm speaking like this is how people speak, you're not going to be speaking precisely and using these precise structures. And the reality of real everyday speech, you'll actually restructure your sentences depending on what you're talking about. You might nominalize something, put it at the beginning of the sentence, and then talk about it. So if you actually turn that into text, of course, it looks like your grammar's all over the place. And it will probably mark you down because then it's marking you against these proper grammatical models. And so if we have a look at the breakdown here, look, question 1, fluency B2, vocabulary fail A2, grammar B2, pronunciation C2, okay. B2, A2, B2. It's this constant pattern that we have here. And if you're an HR person looking at this and see all this red come up, you'd probably flunk me and you wouldn't even take me into the next cut. I'm curious to see whether other Australians might score like this, whether it's comparing it against American English. There's so many questions that come up as a result of this, but I think this needs to serve as a warning. If you are an HR department, if you're a CEO, if you're a school looking to use some of these AI-driven exams to be able to filter through people, really think twice. Because honestly, this is quite scary to think that the fate of people, the fates of families are in the hands of these algorithms, which are obviously not there. Or people might be interpreting this in a way that it wasn't intended to be interpreted. Or just as a human looking at this, you think, oh crap, look, that's so bad. Look at all this yellow and red. So IELTS, again, vocabulary is down. I'm sorry, I'm not going to be using vocabulary that people don't understand. I'm sure that everybody understood what I said. That's actually an art to choose language from simple English that people are going to be understanding. And then grammar also got marked down on that. What's this PTE? So 66 out of 90. Holy crap. As a native English speaker, what about TOEFL? Vocabulary is down again. Grammar is down 23 out of 30. Holy crap. And then TOEIC. Okay, TOEIC, the scores are a bit higher. Grammar is down again. So there you go. I'm a native English speaker. I use language as my bread and butter. I present. I'm a facilitator. I'm a trainer. I'm a simultaneous interpreter. Yet even as a native English speaker, I get really bad scores. In my opinion, they're bad scores in these exams. Have you had any experience with this? Let me know in the comments below. I think this is an important discussion we need to have, and we need to think about this before we actually implement these kinds of tools. Don't forget to scan the QR code, jump into Discord. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I'm Stuart J. Raj. I'll see you on the other side.
You